Good evening. Stefan was on assignment this week. We begin tonight with newly released video capturing the moments that claimed the life of Peter Clark. The Barrhaven crossing guard died earlier this year after a hit and run, and now the 19-year-old accused is on trial. CTV's Katie Griffin reports, and a warning that some of the details could be upsetting to viewers, and CTV will not be showing the exact moment of impact.
This video footage is from a plaza near the intersection of Cedarview Road and Kennevale Drive on March 23rd. It's a key piece of evidence at the trial of Xander Wright, who has pleaded not guilty to dangerous driving in the death of crossing guard Peter Clark. You see a school bus go through the intersection. Wright is driving the black pickup truck to the right of the screen. After the SUV in front of him goes, you see Clark in his reflective vest walk into the intersection holding a stop sign as Wright approaches. Wright testified he saw a woman and children walking up to the intersection on a sidewalk but did not believe they were going to cross. He said he didn't see Clark. The video goes on to show the truck doing a rolling stop. Clark is hit and falls down. The truck continues making a left turn without stopping or slowing down. Wright drives several meters before making a U-turn back to the scene, where he gets out of the truck and walks up to where bystanders have rushed to help Clark. He stays there for about 30 seconds before walking back to the truck and driving away. Wright testified on Thursday he didn't offer to help or leave his information because he was scared. The Crown argued Wright was looking down as he pressed the gas. Wright admitted he was distracted by a vape that had fallen into his lap. Katie Griffin, CTV News.
Prime Minister Mark Carney intends to save the official residence for those who will hold his position in the future. But the proposal to do so is calling for donations. The government also hasn't updated the price tag to rescue the building from its condemned status. CTV's Caitlin Wilson has a look inside 24 Sussex Drive.
The rooms are empty, the walls covered in plastic, little remains of the home that once housed Canada's prime ministers. Years of neglect and deferred maintenance left the official residence in a state of disrepair.
We will not let it crumble. We will set it right.
And for the first time in years, there's a plan for what comes next. The government is launching a national build and design competition to bring the building back to life.
I think the prime minister deserves a home. Like any state figure, any leader of our country deserves a home.
It's about time they're doing something. I understand why he's doing what he's doing. No one wants to see the government footing the bill, but it's an innovative solution.
The goal is to fund the project through donations. A nonpartisan fundraising campaign will be led by the Rideau Hall Foundation. The government believes it will cost less than $50 million, with no corporate donations accepted.
There will be a limit. The limit will be, well, the Rideau Hall Foundation will make the final. We'll make this public, but the thinking is the limit would be 10% of the overall amount raised or a specific cap.
Mark Carney and the Liberals are focused on one home. Conservatives are focused on millions of homes. Anytime the Liberals do anything, we're always worried about conflicts of interest, people buying access to the Prime Minister.
World-renowned architect Moshe Safdie will chair an independent jury that will choose the winning design, helping shape the property for future generations.
Extraordinary site with extraordinary potential. I think something wonderful can be developed here.
And for Mark Dahe, a former board member of the National Capital Commission, the project isn't just about restoration. It's part of Canada's identity.
We do have an identity, and this is part of our identity. This is part of our history. Nobody can deny that.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our first check of the weather happening here in Ottawa tonight. A lovely shot of the Rideau River at sunset tonight. We've got a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam. We're sitting at 17 degrees. Let's check in with Jackie Perez now for a look at your overnight forecast. Jackie.
Well, we have some partly cloudy skies for overnight. Getting into tomorrow morning, though, a different story. It'll be mainly sunny for at least here in Ottawa and parts of the valley. A little bit of cloud cover by Kingston and Brockville. It will change slightly in the afternoon. In the early part there, we could see some isolated showers passing through. Shouldn't last very long, but getting back to some few clouds in the sky for our Saturday evening. But there is a warm-up, 26 degrees, the anticipated daytime high, but feeling with that humidity, we'll feel closer to about the low 30s.
Thank you, Jackie. In developing news, the husband of a missing Ottawa woman is now facing a murder charge in connection with her disappearance. Last week, police reported 64-year-old Olga Konakova was missing and had not been heard from since January. Her disappearance was considered suspicious. Police have now charged her 63-year-old husband, Viktor Konakov, with first-degree murder. Her remains have not been found, and police are classifying her death as a femicide. 3 teenagers were injured after a car crashed into a tree in Carp Thursday night. It happened on Old Carp Road, west of Old Second Line Road, just after 9:30 p.m. The 17-year-old driver suffered life-threatening injuries. Both passengers were brought to hospital, one with serious injuries, the other with minor injuries. Police are looking for any witnesses or anyone who may have cameras on their property in the area to contact them. 2 Americans are facing charges after allegedly attempting to cross the border into Canada with several prohibited guns and drugs. The pair was stopped at the Thousand Islands border crossing in Lansdowne last month. According to the Canada Border Services Agency, they told officers they made a wrong turn towards Canada and said they did not have any firearms or narcotics to declare. But a search found they had several guns and drugs, as well as gun magazines and 1,500 rounds of ammunition. The 2 men in their 50s were arrested. Well, there are mixed feelings in Ottawa's East End tonight. A park that became a battleground between humans and coyotes is gradually being reopened. It closed earlier this month after an Orleans teen was attacked while riding his bike. The Lalonde Conservation Park is located between Portobello Boulevard and Provence Avenue, just north of Brian Coburn. CTV's Natalie Van Roy has more.
Well, I mean, it was scary.
Joanne Droon says it has been a stressful few weeks. The neighborhood on edge ever since a teenage boy was attacked by a coyote earlier this month.
I feel really bad for the person who was injured.
She says her grandchildren know the 14-year-old that got bitten. So for her family, it's not just the location that makes the incident hit close to home. And now that the city says Lalonde Conservation Park should be safe to gradually reopen, the thought that the coast isn't fully clear still lingers.
As long as they know for sure that the coyote community has moved on.
Officials say a family of coyotes were denning in the park where the attack happened. In the group, 3 pups. Wildlife experts suggest denning season is April to July. And with that in mind, the city says reopening can happen.
I've talked a week ago with a person from Coyote Watch that they were here last Saturday, and they seem to be following what was going on since the last week. So I think at this point they said the end of June, so we're almost there, that the pups will be old enough not to use it then.
Barricades could be seen at multiple points throughout the park, signaling the trails are temporarily closed. Ottawa bylaw could also be seen in the area. Neighbors say they spot them often.
The city is asking not to go in a forest. It will be really important to follow those rules to prevent those incidents from happening.
The entire park will open up by Saturday, July 4th. A city spokesperson says staff filled the den up with soil and placed boulders in front of the entrance to discourage the coyotes from coming back. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
Just weeks after the O train returned to regular service, there's another issue to derail rider confidence. Damage was discovered on some overhead wires overnight. And as CTV's Josh Morano tells us, the situation is impacting the train schedule on a section of the line.
More service disruptions Friday morning on LRT Line 1 after damage was found on part of the overhead power line east of U-Ottawa Station overnight.
It's a little prayer every time you go to take it.
Louise Viens depends on transit. She says every delay adds more uncertainty to her commute.
I'm looking for work and I don't have a vehicle, so I rely on transportation to get to work. So it's very difficult to find a job that will be understanding in that matter.
It's the latest in a list of delays for this specific stretch of Line 1. In March, the overhead wires on a train exploded near Lee's Station during freezing rain, causing delays for 4 days. In February 2024, the wires were damaged due to a mechanical issue, and in February 2023, an arm that supports the wires broke, halting service. The latest issue on Friday, closing some platforms during the morning commute and causing trains to operate at reduced speeds between Ottawa and Herdman stations.
I don't know what happens, but I just see it's going slow, but I don't know what happened.
The exact cause of the damage is unclear, but OC Transpo says crews have since determined trains can safely operate on both tracks, and the issue is expected to be fixed by Saturday morning.
This is a note-and-see change from the past. We'd rather address the issue immediately rather than just not deal with it and then the line be down for an extended period, weeks at a time, which we've seen in the past.
For Viens, getting trains moving again is good news, but dependable service is what riders say they're really looking for.
I think a lot of people are becoming numb to the fact that there's a lot of delays, and if it's not one thing, it's another with the transport system here.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
Well, the 2026 NHL draft got underway in Buffalo tonight, and the Toronto Maple Leafs got a little help from one of their biggest fans to announce the first overall pick.
Mr. McKenna, we would like to draft you to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
As predicted, Gavin McKenna is heading to Toronto. Justin Bieber making the announcement there. McKenna becomes the second Indigenous player from Canada to be drafted first overall and the first in nearly half a century. The Ottawa Senators had 2 picks late in the first round.
With the 25th selection in the 2026 NHL Draft, the Ottawa Senators select from Leksand, Sweden, Jonas Lagerberg Owen.
NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman announcing the Sens' first pick of the night. Jonas Lagerberg Owen is a 6'2" forward and right winger. He spent his development years playing in Sweden. And with the final pick in the first round at number 32, the Sens selected Jackson Cover from the London Knights. Cover grew up in the Cayman Islands playing roller hockey and switched to ice hockey when he was just 13 years old. Cover had a solid OHL debut, scoring 20 goals and 32 assists in 67 games. And we have a programming note to tell you about that will affect our 6 o'clock newscast on Saturday. We'll have live FIFA coverage tomorrow right here on CTV, and as a result, this 6 p.m. news will not be broadcast on the network. You can watch Saturday's newscast on ctvnewsottawa.ca starting at 6 p.m.
We were looking for something sort of inexpensive, but that they would also love, and museums are always a fan favorite.
Well, up next, it's the first full weekend of summer in the city has a full season planned of events. We'll take a look at Jazz Fest when we come back. The Ottawa Titans opening a weekend series with New Jersey with another Bark in the Park game at Ottawa Stadium. Now, tomorrow is Pride Night at the ballpark. Then it's following that with a family-friend Bluey-themed game on Sunday. Well, it's the first full weekend of summer, and the city is coming alive with events. Escapade is underway. There are several sporting games taking place, events at local communities, and Ottawa Jazz Festival. And that's a listen to Friday night's headliner Willow performing at Jazz Fest. CTV's Kimberly Johnson has more from earlier today in Confederation Park.
The sounds of jazz and funk fill the air.
Wonderful show. Funk at its best.
The Ottawa Jazz Festival kicking off its final weekend, and a free noon concert on the Elgin Street stage at Confederation Park sets the tone for a night of music in downtown Ottawa.
It's just great to see the place transformed, Confederation Park transformed, and just the life that the Jazz Festival brings here.
Free concerts, a great summertime experience.
Jazz Fest isn't the only event happening this weekend. There's the Ottawa Fringe Festival, the RCMP musical ride Sunset Ceremonies, doors open at Rideau Hall, and Jurassic Kingdom at Wesley Clover Park runs until Saturday, July 12th, while the Ottawa Titans and the Ottawa Blackjacks play this weekend. And at Escapade Music Festival, some of the top DJs will take to the stage at the RA Centre until Sunday. Ottawa Tourism says this is the busiest weekend in June, with a bump in hotel bookings.
And it's only starting the momentum because on Wednesday we have Canada Day, which our indicators are saying that it will be even busier than last year. And the weekend after that, we're also expecting a high amount of visitors in Ottawa.
Many families are also taking advantage of the Canada Strong Pass at Ottawa's many museums.
This week we've already done a few things that cost a lot of money, and we were looking for something sort of inexpensive but that they would also love, and museums are always a fan favorite, but the fact that they were all free today was definitely why we came out.
It allows those under the age of 17 to get in for free at museums, and for those 18 to 24, admission is half price.
It's just a great way for them to explore and ask questions and sort of discover things in their own time.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
All right, we'll have another check of the weather right now. We'll head back to CTV's Jackie Perez in the Weather Center for a look at your extended forecast. Jackie.
Well, taking a look at our temperatures for our overnights, about 15 degrees, partly cloudy skies. The winds are fairly calm as well. Tomorrow daytime, we are anticipating another calm, windy, or in terms of winds, a calm day. 30% of showers, though, in the afternoon. 27, the anticipated daytime high, but with the humidity, again, feeling closer to the low 30s. Meanwhile, across eastern Ontario, overnight lows between 14, 15 degrees. Some cloud cover around the eastern part of our region. But as we look towards west, we are getting clearer skies. This will continue into tomorrow morning, where our daytime highs will be about 26, 27. We're going to start off mainly sunny, but there is a slight chance that we could see some isolated showers, perhaps a risk of thunderstorm, but this shouldn't last very long. It should be fairly brief, and this will happen in the mid-afternoon, early evening. Now, taking a look at our futurecast, Saturday, mainly clear skies. Sunday, even better, where we will see mainly sunny skies. So lather on the sunscreen. We're getting to a daytime high of 29 degrees. Yes, the heat, the humidity, it will gradually increase as we get to Sunday. Into Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday. By midweek, Canada Day Wednesday, we will likely see temperatures averaging between 30 and 33 degrees. But with this could come the return of a precipitation as well.
You didn't go downtown. You came to Carlingwood.
Well, just ahead, celebrating 70 years of retail at one of the city's first shopping malls. Construction now underway in Byward Market Square as crews work on a new public space. Businesses, they remain open, but traffic is off limits between George and York Streets, and some areas are closed off to pedestrians. Work includes installing a new green space and seating area. The construction is set to last until July 10th. One of Ottawa's oldest malls is marking a special anniversary. The Carlingwood Shopping Centre first opens its doors in 1956. CTV's Peter Sperling has more from the 70-year celebration.
81-year-old John Ross remembers coming to Carlingwood Shopping Centre as a teenager.
A whole pile of us used to get together and meet here.
Today, he's displaying his classic 1957 Chevy Bel Air inside the mall, the kind of car you may have seen in the shopping center's parking lot when it first opened.
Yeah, all from the 50s, yeah.
Wow.
And older, and especially when the mall opened, there would have been some from the 40s.
The car display, part of the mall's 70th anniversary celebrations, taking place Friday and Saturday. Carlingwood Shopping Centre opened in 1956.
It's been here for 70 years. A lot of the community has been here for 70 years too, so this is not just a celebration of the mall, but the community as well.
Carling was only 2 lanes. There was no Queensway.
Former Ottawa Mayor Jackie Holtzman moved to the area a year after the shopping centre opened.
You didn't go downtown. You came to Carlingwood.
What was interesting about when Carlingwood first opened was that Ottawa was in this sort of arms race for malls. So we just had Westgate opening, we just had Billings Bridge open up.
The opening expected to draw a crowd.
And so they built 3,000 parking spaces as part of the development because they thought we're going to promote to cars. And on the very first day, they had 10,000 people show up because it was a big, exciting thing.
Like many malls and changing shopping habits, it's undergone change.
We would always go to Sears.
The Sears is gone, but the largest Canadian Tire in Canada, according to Carlingwood, now in its place.
We've added more services to the shopping center. We've focused on accessibility to the community. We've focused on making the shopping center a inviting place.
What remains, a sense of community, a hub, and memories for many.
I grew up in this neighborhood. My family came to this mall once or twice a week. I used to walk here when I was a kid. My first bank account was here.
Like for Ross and his friends as teens.
This would kind of be like a meeting place. We'd come and hang out.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
The more drones we use, the more detail we can kind of go into with the designs.
Well, coming up, more on why some local Canada Day celebrations are doing away with fireworks and opting for drone shows instead.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Toronto CN Tower is celebrating its 50th birthday. The iconic landmark opened on June 26, 1976. At the time, it was the world's tallest self-supporting structure at just over 553 meters. A 50th birthday party was held at the base of the tower on Friday. And Canada Day is just around the corner, and this year, a few communities are trying something new, opting to celebrate with a drone show instead of fireworks. CTV's Camille Wilson explains.
Sky light-up shows are getting a little more creative.
We're flying.
Ben Favren, co-founder of Capital Drone Show, is getting ready to take flight for the Canada Day drone displays in Manotick and Eganville.
Everything is pre-designed on the computer, so in a 3D software. So as you can imagine, when we get up to 200, 300, 400, 500 drones, that's when you can start doing more 3D shapes even.
Lights illuminated, designs animated, coming together to create different formations, shapes, and creative storytelling.
A lot of the time people ask us, is there like 50 different pilots flying this show? The answer is no. We have it all pre-programmed on a computer.
In more places, for more celebrations, drones are replacing fireworks. 2 municipalities in Eastern Ontario are trying it out this July 1st, including Manotick.
We already have fireworks in Barrhaven. We have fireworks in Osgood. So now just have something different. And we love that it is pet-friendly. It's environmentally friendly.
And Eganville.
It's the first time in the county of Renfrew that it's been done on Canada Day. We thought, why not try it and see if people enjoy it the same way they enjoy our fireworks show.
Each drone following their own distinct path, working as a unit to create the images.
From the ground station, we transmit a signal to tell them essentially where they are in space, and then they go and do the show like that.
The Canada Day shows are expected to create Canada's flag, maple leaf, and other pictures that represent the country.
On the show day, we essentially set up the drones on the ground in the configuration that we have them set for the design.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
All right, still to come, one more practice for Team Canada in Vancouver before heading to Los Angeles for their next World Cup match. Well, here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky camera, still sitting at 17 degrees here in Ottawa. Let's go back to the Weather Center and check in one more time with Jackie Paris.
Well, taking a look at our morning temperatures, 16 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. We've got northwesterly winds moving in, but fairly calm at 10 kilometers per hour. Anticipating a daytime high again of 27 degrees, but with that humidity feeling closer to the low 30s. Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday, 29, 30 degrees. And dare we say 33 is anticipated for early to mid next week, but this could return the rain as well. So slight showers in store for Canada Day. We're keeping a very close eye on this for you.
Thank you, Jackie. Some dedicated Canadian World Cup fans are looking for ways to get to LA by Sunday to cheer on the men's national soccer team in their next match against South Africa.
I've heard $2,000 to fly down. I've heard people driving to Seattle to try to get a cheaper flight, driving even to Portland to try to get a cheaper flight. They're all booked up. People who went back right after the game to Toronto or Ottawa or Montreal trying to get to LA.
We're taking an electric vehicle, so we'll be stopping, charging up, getting fuel, getting snacks, having fun, and changing off drivers.
Well, Canada's men's soccer team got in one last training session on home soil today at UBC in Vancouver. That's before heading south for Sunday's knockout match. Coach Jesse March says the practices leading up to the game will focus on rest, recovery, and re-energizing. This is the first time Canada has advanced past the group stage at the World Cup, and with a win in LA, that would send the Canadians to Houston for a round of 16 match against the winner of Monday's Netherlands-Morocco game. But you got to get through Sunday first. And a reminder, you can watch Team Canada play South Africa in that round of 32 game on Sunday at 3 p.m. You can watch it live on CTV, TSN, and Crave, and you can listen on TSN 1200. All right, well, that's CTV News for this Friday, June the 26th. And a reminder that tomorrow's 6 o'clock newscast will be online only at ctvnewsottawa.ca, and tomorrow's 11:30 late cast will be on CTV2. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.